Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the 2015 College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences commencement exercises for the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. I am Dr. Christopher Bell, this morning's commencement marshal. Life has many passages, the transition from one period to another. Cultures the world over mark these transitions with ceremonies steeped in tradition. Commencement, with its ancient regalia and pageantry, marks the successful conclusion of a period of study and the beginning of a new phase in graduates' lives. Commencement is an important ritual for the human spirit, signifying great accomplishment and moving on to a world of possibilities. It connects each of us to the long line of scholars reaching back through the centuries. This year, UCCS has another major accomplishment to celebrate as 2015 marks our institution's 50th anniversary. Today is a momentous day. We honor these graduates' past achievements and celebrate their bright futures. It is my great pleasure to present them to you, the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs class of 2015. Please stand and join Visual and Performing Arts Honors A Cappella Ensemble in singing of America the Beautiful. The words to this song were composed by Catherine Lee Bates in 1893 during a visit to Pikes Peak and were inspired by the beauty of this state. Lyrics are listed on page 13 of your program.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of gray, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
And now, please join the UCCS Visual and Performing Arts Vocal Ensemble, directed by lecturer Solveig Olsen, in the singing of the national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming
Please be seated. Now it is my pleasure to present the Chancellor of the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, Dr. Pam Shockley-Zalabak.
Good morning. I would like to acknowledge that we have assembled here today a microcosm of our entire world. Graduates with us today represent many states from across this great nation, as well as other nations. We also thank those whose support and dedication to the university have helped bring our graduates here today. I would like to take this time to introduce members of our Board of Regents, as well as other guests on the platform, by asking them to stand and remain standing. So please hold your applause until all have been introduced. On our Board of Regents members, on my right, Kyle Hybl, Chairman, 5th Congressional District. Irene Grego, Vice Chair, 7th Congressional District. On my left, Steve Bosley, Regent at Large. Glenn Gallegos, 3rd Congressional District. Sue Sharkey, 4th Congressional District. Also on my left, Bruce Benson, University of Colorado President. Dylan Schuster, one of this year's Student Achievement Award recipients, and on my right, Leonard Deniger, Senior Vice President and Chief of Staff. UCCS Alumni and Friends Association Vice President Laura Chandler, our Commencement Marshal Christopher Bell, and special guest, former Interim Chancellor Merrill Leslie, here to celebrate our 50th anniversary. Our administrators and deans, Mary Cousins-Reed, Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Charles Sweet, Vice Chancellor for Strategic Initiatives. Susan Spurka, Vice Chancellor for Administration and Finance. Homer Wesley, Vice Chancellor for Student Success and Enrollment Management. Martin Wood, Senior Vice Chancellor for University Advancement and Development. David Moon, Senior Associate Vice Chancellor for Undergraduate Education and Academic Planning. Deborah Kinney, Associate Dean of the Helen and Arthur E. Johnson Bethel College of Nursing and Health Sciences. Kathy Claiborne, Associate Dean of the College of Business. Terry Schwartz, Interim Dean of the School of Public Affairs and Associate Vice Chancellor for Academic and Faculty Affairs. Joseph Wehrman, Interim Dean of the College of Education. Rangaswamy Dandapani, Dean of the College of Engineering and Applied Science. Peter Braza, Dean of the College of Letters, Arts and Sciences. Terry Switzer, Dean of the Kramer Family Library. Kelly Klebe, Dean of the Graduate School and Associate Vice Chancellor for Research and Faculty Development. Our name readers today are Josephine Benavides, Director, Pre-Collegiate Development Program, Anthony Cordova, Director, Multicultural Office for Student Access, Inclusiveness and Community, Bev Kratzer, Director of our Career Center, and Eric Nissen, College of Business Marketing and Communications Specialist. Let's give them all a round of applause. I would also like to ask all of our student government representatives who are present to stand and be recognized, including Student Government Association President Christopher Roth and Student Government Associate Vice President Cadis Liley. Also, let's give them a round of applause, absolutely. I would like to recognize UCCS retirees who are joining us today by asking them to stand on the stage or in the audience, and that would be Josephine Benavides and James Null. Let's also show our appreciation for our retirees. Finally and importantly, I would like to ask the faculty and the staff of the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs to rise on the floor, in the audience, or on the stage, and please remain standing. Faculty, please rise. Commencement is a time for faculty and staff to reflect on their accomplishment, the education of our students to be outstanding citizens of the community, the nation, and the world, for superb teaching, creative scholarship, and exemplary service, for your energy and dedication to the students of the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, for the large and small ways you show that you care for the development and success of our students. We thank you. So to the entire platform party, faculty and staff, we appreciate your participation in our commencement. Thank you very much. But now graduates, or almost graduates. It's time to join me in one final assignment. I know you were not ready for this, but listen carefully. Graduates who are the first members of your family to graduate from college, I ask that you stand and remain standing. All right. Now remain standing. There's some crossover here in this assignment, so listen carefully. And some of you who are standing fall in this category as well. Graduates who worked full or part-time while attending UCCS, please stand and remain standing. All right. Graduates who transferred to UCCS from a community college or other institution, please stand and remain standing. Graduates who volunteered in this great community in your home school, in your home community, or somehow assisted others while attending school, please stand and remain standing. Everyone stand. Everyone stand. All right, stay standing. It truly is my pleasure to be here to celebrate today with you. But few of us achieve such milestones without the support of family and friends. Similarly, UCCS would not be the institution it is today without the ongoing support of our many enthusiastic people who help us reach our 50th year anniversary. I am sure each graduate would agree that they could not have come this far without the support of very special people in their lives. And to those graduates who are here today without family members or absent loved ones due to events beyond their control, please know that we collectively are celebrating with you. So graduates, this is the almost graduates, this is the final assignment. Find your supporters in the audience or think about them, and let's give them a big round of applause. All right, please be seated. Graduates, please be seated. Now, it is my privilege to introduce Bruce Benson, President of the University System.
Thank you, Chancellor. I'd like to add my welcome to the graduates, their family and friends, and the university faculty and staff. On behalf of the University of Colorado, I'd like to congratulate you and all the people who helped you. Your degree from this great university will change your life forever. As you start the next stage of your life, I'd like to share some of my thoughts with you that have helped me throughout my life. Listen to others. Make sure you hear all sides of the issue. Your ideas may not always be the best. You can accomplish a lot more if you don't care who gets the credit. In every decision, watch out for unintended consequences. Stay focused on what is important and finish what you start. And think before you act. If you make a mistake or a bad decision, admit it, apologize, fix it as fast as you can, and just move on. And when you make an agreement, make sure that both sides are happy. Don't always try to get the advantage. Seize opportunities as they come along. If you have a life plan, don't miss opportunities that may not fit exactly in your plan. And people want leaders, so when you see a void, fill it. And when you become a leader, be inclusive and open, try to listen more than you talk, hire great people who are trustworthy, and work as a team. And know what you don't know, be sure you have people around you that do know. Treat everyone with respect, and remember, everyone has a place in this world. Always lead by example, do the right thing no matter how tough it is, you will be rewarded. Be generous with your time and when you can with your money, and be sure to remember your alma mater. Contribute to your community, volunteer for projects you care about. You will do good and it'll make you feel really good. So in the end, your honesty, your word, your reputation, your integrity, all that you have, so don't lose them. And don't forget this, the harder you work, the luckier you will get. So good luck to all of you as you start the next phase of your life, and congratulations.
Thank you, President Benson. My name is Christopher Roth. As student body president, I am pleased to announce a new senior class gift tradition starting this year. This year's seniors class gift contributions will be going to the Reach Your Peaks Scholarship Fund. Those graduates who contributed to the gift are wearing blue cords today. I would like to ask those graduates to stand and be recognized. It is now my honor to welcome Dylan Schuster, recipient of the 2015 Student Achievement Award and this morning's speaker, to the podium to address his fellow graduates.
Good morning, and welcome Regents, President, Chancellor, faculty, staff, family, friends, and of course, all of you guys, my fellow graduates. What a lovely morning we've been blessed with this morning to greet us for the rest of our lives. I am humbled, ecstatic, and honored, and probably any other word you could possibly think about, to have the privilege to be the last speaker before you and your diploma. When I started my preparation for this speech, many things went through my head. The first being, what do I do? As a seasoned researcher, I sought to find the answer to my question through digging and collecting. And any logical college student, naturally, I consulted Google. The first link I found was the top 10 best college speeches. After reading through half of them, I realized some familiar names. Oprah, Steve Jobs, Ellen DeGeneres, Bill Gates. And this brought up another question. I wonder who our keynote is this year. When I asked, I was told, well, Dylan, it is you. Talk about a shock. So I guess for the next few minutes, I can be Oprah for you all. But also, as any other college student at this point with tapped out resources, I don't have the wealth yet to say, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. We have much to celebrate and much to be proud of. As I'm sure you are all aware, this is the 50th anniversary of our university's existence. And as you can hopefully tell, we are still golden and growing. While you imagine what can be done in 50 years, and some of you are already venturing back through what you've done in 50 years, let's use UCCS as an example of what can be done in half a century. In 1964, the then Colorado governor signed legislation allowing the University of Colorado to assume custody of the defunct 80-acre Cragmore Sanatorium property on which the UCCS main campus now sits. In 1965, George Dwyer, or as some of the business majors may know, Dwyer Hall, generously sold the 80-acre property for, get this, the extraordinary amount of $1 to the university, and thus the Colorado Springs Center of the University of Colorado was established. Tuition cost $13 per semester hour. Or, for those who did full-time residence, was $143 per semester, $143. Non-residents paid $517. Because I'm a student government member, it interested me to know the organization's early development, with the first SGA elections being held in February of 1968. Also, with my first job on campus, being in the Office of Scholarships, it is great to learn how committed UCCS has been to providing student aid, having awarded its first scholarship in 1970. As we remember our own struggles regarding parking at UCCS, it is a fun fact that in 1973, second-time offenders received an insurmountable fine of $1. Also, interestingly, the female students have outnumbered male students since 1978. The Excel Centers, where we hopefully spent hours doing homework or getting help, were established in 1989 with the receipt of the largest grant UCCS had received from the Department of Education to that date, totaling $2.3 million. In 1999, we adopted our wonderful mascot, Clyde, the mountain lion, following a student vote. In 2002, Dr. Pamela Shockley-Zalabak became our current chancellor. She is not only a force to be reckoned with, but one of the greatest people I've had the pleasure of knowing. In 2010, Clyde's Pub opened. Who doesn't need a good drink at beer o'clock after a long day of chemistry or your stressful equivalent? Since starting here in 2011, the campus gained a piece of the World Trade Center, visible in a memorial outside the Osborne Center, and the engineering buildings, assisted in efforts of 2 detrimental wildfire incidents, expanded the campus to accommodate the growing population and needs of our students, constructed the Alpine parking garage with a field on top of it, began constructing one of the nation's few health and wellness centers dedicated to student health. And our men's basketball team won its first NCAA tournament game in program history, while our women's basketball team made its first NCAA Sweet 16 appearance in program history. This list goes on and will continue to expand to encompass all greatness that UCCS is and will be. However, I can't help but reflect on my 23 years, particularly in the last 4 here at UCCS. Growing up, I would have never fathomed what life had in store for me up to this point. I went to high school, made the decision to attend college, and now I'm beginning a new journey after my speech here today. I became a dedicated student, a loving brother and son, forgiving, compassionate friend, and an eternal optimist in a world of pessimists. In the last 4 years in my cherished time at UCCS, I have taken the steps necessary to become a biochemist equipped at being an innovative solution to a common problem. My humble upbringings began in a single-parent household under the care of my mother. I had the exciting privilege to be a first-generation college student, and my thirst for knowledge in craft and chemistry began. Coming to college, I made a firm agreement with myself that I would not let any opportunity be missed. Hence, all this lovely stuff I'm wearing around my neck. I started working in the Office of Scholarships my freshman year, building connections and gaining work experience. After adjusting for my freshman year, I started my endeavor with the Student Government Association, fostering my affinity for service, developing my leadership skills, and opening opportunities for me at UCCS. The Reicher Family Scholarship was a blessing to receive my sophomore year to alleviate my financial burden. In 2013, that was my difficult year. I wrapped up my sophomore year and began my junior year. In January, my mother's brother, my uncle, succumbed to his lung cancer battle. Through the difficulty of my first loss, the summer came around after a successful school semester. My younger brother graduated from high school and began his career in the U.S. Army. He left for basic training that May, leaving me and my mom in Colorado. Weeks after his departure, my mom was diagnosed with an aggressive form of lung cancer. She was quickly admitted to chemotherapy while I diligently worked in my summer courses and worked industriously to pay the accumulating medical bills. If anything was learned that semester, it is this. My mother spent the last 21 years of my life taking care of me and making sure I got where I needed to go. I can easily do the same thing for her in her time of need. Unfortunately, in that August, 3 days after her 61st birthday, she had succumbed from brain hypoxia, the lack of oxygen to the brain, leaving me and my brother to grow and develop without her guidance much more. The year concluded in December with the death of my granddad, my mom's father. My junior year, as you can probably tell, was the hardest year of my life. It was a year of change, adjustment, growth, and discovery. With the wonderful and generous support from my grandparents and my beloved extended family members, my friends, and from everyone in the UCCS community, I was able to rebuild myself into a stronger and more motivated individual. Another lesson was gained from this, that family is what we make it and is not bound by blood. By making a deep connection with my university and the individuals within it, I was able to overcome my loss and rebuild the shattered pieces of my life into a beautiful mosaic. Looking back on the incident, I would not change a thing. Yes, I did lose my mother, my cherished mother, and lost many other things. But this allowed me to discover what is important, and that is being true to myself. I no longer wanted to be a victim of circumstance, but rather a survivor of circumstance. My values, my beliefs, and my pillars ultimately are what have gotten me to this place. I know I will always be okay no matter what, and I hope that my story has been able to show you that you can move past the worst experiences and change the tides. As I firmly believe, everything happens for a reason, and that reason may not immediately reveal itself, but it will in due time. And if you think about it, that'll most likely come in the next 50 years. I am fortunate enough to realize this in my first 23 years of my life, because the next 27 years, those who are mathematically inclined, that makes 50, will be expanding, spreading, and changing to adjust to an ever-changing world and culture. So before I wrap my speech up today, I want you all to think about what you can do in 50 seconds the opportunity to say something to the one you love. 50 minutes. The time it takes for you to make a hasty but necessary decision. 50 hours. A period of 2 days, so much can change in that amount of time. 50 days, the decision to continue moving forward and making life count. And lastly, 50 years, the opportunity to be blessed and remember all of your fond, unique memories and achievements. As UCCS and I have shown, there's really no other choice other than to rise. Rise from the ground, whether that is where you fell metaphorically or literally, or in UCCS's case, the prominent buildings and classrooms that rose from the hard Rocky Mountain granite and red rocks. I wish every single one of you success in all of your endeavors, whatever they may be, and congratulations, class of 2015.
Thank you, Mr. Schuster. Throughout the University of Colorado's history, we have recognized many outstanding individuals for their contributions to the University of Colorado, the state, and the nation. We honor members of the broader community who, through their philanthropy and civic-minded activities, have improved the University of Colorado. Continuing this tradition, the Regents now present the Distinguished Service Award to Chris Jenkins. Regent Kyle Hibble will read the citation and present the award.
Thank you, Chris. It is my pleasure to speak briefly about the recipient of the Distinguished Service Award. Christopher S. Jenkins, President, Norwood Development, is committed to helping Colorado Springs and the state of Colorado. Chris has a personal determination to aggressively cultivate the very essence of a flourishing city filled with active, happy people, vibrant places to gather, intentional and well thought out growth, and an environment that encourages individuals to reach for and achieve their greatest potential. That is the vision imbued in Chris Jenkins' mind and actions. Chris has a long-standing commitment to the region, leading many important conversations about the rich assets that can be leveraged for our city of Colorado Springs and the region, including the assets of young people, the arts, the region's waterways, and the university. He is an aggressive champion of the community's future. Chris led the effort that became City for Champions proposal that ultimately brought and will bring the city $120.5 million in state tax increment financing. This proposal includes an innovative sports medicine and performance center at UCCS and other projects throughout the city. His work with the public market, urban housing, and growing the sports economy is well known and appreciated. Chris is personally involved in many community organizations, including UCCS Ambassadors, Design Committee for the United States Olympic Museum, the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs Development Corporation, the Downtown Development Authority, the Pikes Peak Cycling Society, and the Regional Business Alliance. The University of Colorado Board of Regents is proud to present Chris Jenkins the 2015 Distinguished Service Award in recognition for his many contributions to our community and support of the university. Chris.
Thank you, Regent Hibble. Today, we recognize graduating Army ROTC students who will commence service to the country upon commissioning tomorrow morning. We also recognize graduating active duty students as well as veterans who have already served. Thank you to their parents, family members, and the UCCS faculty and staff for their support and encouragement to these graduates who have pursued commission while earning a degree. Will graduating ROTC students and graduating active duty and veterans please stand and be recognized? Please be seated. At this time, we will begin to confer the degrees. We will do this in 3 groups. First, doctoral, then master's degrees, and finally, baccalaureate degrees. As the doctoral candidates from each program are named, they will be hooded by their faculty advisors. Will the candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy please come forward? Kelly Klebe, Dean of the Graduate School.
Chancellor Shockley Zalabak, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Graduate School, I have the honor to present this candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology.
Dean Klebe, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Graduate School and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon this graduate the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology and welcome her into the community of scholars. Congratulations.
Nicole Torrance, dissertation, The Psychometric Properties of the Mindful Attention Awareness Scale and its Relationship with Cognitive Functioning in Older Adults.
Congratulations, Dr. Torrance. Chancellor Shockley Zalabak, we now confer the graduate degrees of the university. Kelly Klebe, Dean of the Graduate School.
The College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences is one of 6 colleges and schools contributing to the programs of the Graduate School. Will the candidates for the degrees Master of Arts, Master of Science, and Master of Sciences please come forward? Peter Braza, Dean of the College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences.
Chancellor Shockley Zalabak, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degrees Master of Arts, Master of Science, and Master of Sciences.
Dean Braza, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Graduate School and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon these graduates the degrees Master of Arts, Master of Science, and Master of Sciences. Congratulations.
Luke Harmon. Tariq Al-Ghasid.
Rachel Wood.
Alex Moorhead.
Hanan Azarani.
Nicole Dennis.
Michael Boatman.
Megan Isham.
Alexis Knutson.
Lindsay Duncan.
Bernadette Chatrone.
Jennifer Broderick.
Jeremy Diaz.
Julie Alexander, high distinction.
Hannah Ryan.
Rochelle Richards Burks.
Jennifer Taylor.
Sabine Banuelos.
Lori Dowds.
Richard Thomas Hernandez.
Heidi Tarakashian.
Susan Fisher.
Matt Noltemeyer.
Catherine Young.
Catherine Kruger.
Catherine Moss.
Michael Tagajadian.
Wad Arbounain.
This concludes the conferring of the graduate degrees. Will all undergraduates who have been nominated for honors or distinctions please rise and remain standing? These candidates will be presented by Executive Vice Chancellor Mary Couzens-Reed.
This semester, 385 students campus-wide received honors distinctions. These are the students whose achievements in academics are truly outstanding, who have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of academic excellence, and who have contributed immensely to the intellectual vitality of the campus. I'm proud to present these distinguished students who have been nominated to receive their degrees with one or more of the following distinctions: honors, special honors, distinction, high distinction, highest distinction, cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. It is my pleasure to bestow upon these distinguished students the honors designations for which they have all worked so diligently and with such excellence. Congratulations to you all.
Please be seated. Chancellor Shockley-Zalabak, we now confer the undergraduate degrees. Will the candidates of the College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences please come forward? Dean Peter Braza.
Chancellor Shockley-Zalabak, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science.
Dean Braza, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon these graduates the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science. Congratulations.
Tyler West Horsley, cum laude.
Annie Mezzofanti.
David Hart.
Eric Clay, cum laude.
Brent Stone.
Dustin Cosley.
Neville Haynes.
Samantha Corey, magna cum laude with university honors.
James Kenny.
John Thyssen, magna cum laude with university honors.
Laurel Bennett, magna cum laude.
Patty Benger.
Kirsten Jacobs, summa cum laude with highest distinction.
Michelle Perez.
Laura Schreiner.
Desiree Moncayo.
Amy Schlachterman, magna cum laude.
Anna Moreno.
Dylan Schuster.
Cindy Junga, summa cum laude.
Jason Nobles, magna cum laude with highest distinction.
Carissa Kunstler, cum laude.
Stephanie Abbott.
Patricia Alexander, cum laude.
Brian Stevens, summa cum laude with highest distinction.
Danielle Murray.
Hannah Blake, Chancellor's Leadership Class.
Adriana Santiago.
Isaiah Branch Boyle.
Sawyer Davis.
Marissa Lawson.
Gabriela Abeda.
Dusty Meir.
Jennifer Houchins.
Megan Watson.
Nisa Williams.
Alan Gardner, magna cum laude.
Emma Brocky.
Rebecca Duran.
Lauren Burgess.
Jules Vandertang.
Daniel Horn, cum laude.
Amanda Carr.
Brenton Leisure.
Scott Keith.
Joshua Biggs.
Liliwa Gatika.
Chadwick Byers, cum laude.
Megan Kelly, cum laude.
Paulette Isler, summa cum laude.
Matthew Rivera.
Annette Isler, cum laude.
Priscilla Garza Suazo.
Aria Fisher, Outstanding Undergraduate Student Award with High Distinction, cum laude.
Here Young, cum laude.
Michael Vogt.
Jamie Malin.
Clayton James Kenneth Ferdinand Delaney Jr., magna cum laude, highest distinction.
Hannah Smith, magna cum laude.
Jacob Natek, magna cum laude with high distinction.
Cynthia Conrado.
Matthew Wayne Gonzalez, summa cum laude with highest distinction.
Mark Dwellis, magna cum laude.
Macy Fegler, summa cum laude.
Sienna Neely.
Caitlin Henry.
John Zavada.
Charlene Guerrera.
Michael Hicksonbaugh, magna cum laude.
Maureen Leary.
Alyssa Chambliss, magna cum laude.
Alexis Bailey, cum laude with distinction.
Samuel Twyman, Outstanding Undergraduate Student Award, magna cum laude with high distinction.
Elisa O'Hanlon.
Sarah Saar,
Ashley Campbell.
Kyle Brungart,
Samara Stafford.
Hannah Herman, cum laude.
Emma Fry, summa cum laude.
Emily Hollenbeck,
Benjamin Mraz.
Elizabeth Peterson, cum laude.
Jeremiah Peterson.
Sarah Costantino, magna cum laude with highest distinction.
David Harris.
Catherine Franks,
Jennifer Samparisi.
Desiree Jackson, cum laude with distinction.
Megan Broadrib.
Matthew Driftmeyer,
Jessica Combs.
William Teeters II,
Elizabeth Doe.
Luke Farkas, magna cum laude with distinction.
Stephen Ludwig.
Alexa Mara,
Riley Brickle.
Alyssa Reinhardt,
Laura Finger, cum laude.
Hayden Brown,
Morena Nauman.
Farron Mock,
Christian Egbert, magna cum laude.
Brianna Ali,
Millicent Runyon, magna cum laude.
Alexis Chrisman, cum laude.
Nicole Goki, magna cum laude with distinction.
Jessica Bartunik, cum laude with distinction.
Mark Strecker.
Sarah Wershik, cum laude.
Daniel Barr III.
Alyssa Millette,
John Paul Ceballos.
Adam Postovit,
Christopher Riggs.
Andrew Royer,
Caleb Bourne.
Ryan Rackley,
Hannah Phelan, summa cum laude with high distinction.
Sarah Beth Renfro,
Lynn Liggett.
Annie Pettis, magna cum laude.
Kevin Rust.
Dana Hopper,
Michael Core, magna cum laude.
Blossom Marchant,
Aaron Brown, Outstanding Undergraduate Student, Award cum laude.
Mary Beth McBain,
Jessica Radke.
Cody Parker,
Ryan Murphy.
Kevin Filippelli,
Ashley Duell,
Catherine Brown,
Jeffrey Smith, cum laude.
Chantel Camelin,
Christopher O'Flynn,
Sarah Vogt,
Jared Jorn, Distinguished Military Graduate, cum laude.
Linda Lee Martin Smith, Outstanding Undergraduate Student, magna cum laude.
Michael West,
Emily Jennings, cum laude.
Matthew Price, cum laude.
John Gary,
Hannah Mienta.
Thomas Scott, magna cum laude.
Alicia Lobosco, magna cum laude with highest distinction.
McKenna Van Horn, magna cum laude.
Seward Hayes, cum laude with Mountain Lion honors.
Marissa Metz, with university honors, summa cum laude.
Eleanor Skelton, magna cum laude with highest distinction.
Grant Dean.
Samantha Morley.
J.D. Fergan, cum laude.
Alexandra Padilla, magna cum laude with highest distinction.
Serena Yunez, cum laude.
Marta Blanco Castano, magna cum laude.
Elena Bump.
Adam Farley.
Rochelle Peacock.
Catherine Endicott.
Shelby Mealater, magna cum laude with distinction.
Elisa Graybo, cum laude.
Stephanie Klein.
Abby Kirkhoff.
Margaret Rick.
Samantha Patterson.
Misun Kang.
Samantha Gentile.
Melissa Nielsen.
Hannah Knight, cum laude.
Najee Ward.
Jennifer Fleming.
Patricia O'Sullivan.
Sarah Bryson, cum laude.
Allison Deek, cum laude.
Mariah Camborian.
Trevor Nunley.
Gregory Camborian.
Ashley O'Day.
Caleb Knowles, summa cum laude with highest distinction.
Garrett Kuhn, summa cum laude.
Deanne Justice, cum laude with highest distinction.
Nicole Olson, magna cum laude with highest distinction.
Tessa Hurley, summa cum laude.
Alyssa Salgar.
Austin Power with highest distinction.
Rachel Warrenoff.
Kelsey Barrett.
Sydney Welch, magna cum laude.
Miranda Smits.
Regina Beeger, magna cum laude.
Armella Makis, summa cum laude with university honors.
Michaela O'Neill.
Miriam DeJong, summa cum laude with highest distinction.
Catherine Antoinette Gainey.
Isabel Kirk, outstanding undergraduate student, summa cum laude.
Kristen Casimir.
Ruth O'Connell, cum laude.
David McFall, cum laude.
Paige Nelson.
Rochelle Laura.
Ashley Slack.
Rebecca Burris.
Amber Van Vliet, cum laude.
Catherine Torado.
Rose Giesecke.
Christina Birch.
Celeste Rivera.
Nicole Birch, cum laude.
Mary Ann Fisco.
Emily Utzler.
Brianna Henderson, cum laude.
Daniel Wren.
Daryl DeGarmo.
Michael Musella.
Jesse Adams Hill.
Michael Stoba, cum laude.
Barbara Bedford.
Nicholas Cisneros.
Elizabeth Michelson, cum laude with distinction.
Thomas Hester, magna cum laude.
Jacob Camacho.
Broderick Love.
Anik Shashwar.
Christina Routh, magna cum laude.
Carissa Ortega and Bonnie, cum laude with highest distinction.
Marcus Levici.
Jocelyn Quintana.
Andrew Warren.
Jennifer Skovgard.
Zachary Michael Blea, cum laude.
Joshua English.
Thomas Robo II, cum laude.
Javier Perez.
Corey Derowitz.
Valencia Rogan, magna cum laude with distinction.
Brendan Lynch, summa cum laude.
Sarah Balboa.
Daniel Thomas Bowers.
Hannah Sagehorn, cum laude.
Forrest Gray.
Karis Hoy.
Nicole Conway, magna cum laude.
Hannah O'Brien, magna cum laude with high distinction.
Matthew Lemon.
Tammy Burns.
Sarah Wicker, magna cum laude with distinction.
Susie Ricker, summa cum laude with highest distinction.
Taylor Wyland.
Victoria Rowe, magna cum laude with high distinction.
Christina De Leon.
Tara Derringer.
Scott Resigi.
Nicholas Trevelli.
John Garrett, magna cum laude with distinction.
Stormy Villalpando, high distinction.
Erna Jenkins, cum laude with distinction.
Naomi Verdugo with distinction.
Delaney Howard.
Wesley Pedroso.
Louis Char, cum laude.
Catherine Munson, magna cum laude.
Gamache. Patrick Gamache.
Teresa Brooks.
Jennifer Jones, magna cum laude.
Carrie Ornelas, summa cum laude.
Stephanie Schlesch, cum laude.
Michelle Osborne, magna cum laude.
Miriam Warren with Mountain Lion honors.
Craig Barron.
Zachary Tepley.
Megan Ganaw.
Chris Ann Lilly, magna cum laude.
Elizabeth Miser, cum laude. Cody Russell.
Cynthia Barham.
Shelby Gillette.
Miranda Coleman.
Cheyenne Briggs. Philip Chapman.
Ian Mattinger.
Samantha Wasmuth. Emily Lawrence.
Can I?
Anna Ballweber.
Joshua Brundage.
Isaiah Self.
Michelle Lucky Wold.
Amber Wilson.
Adam Screnchy.
Claire Danielson.
Carla Sedano.
Caitlin McGuire.
Jade Rabidou.
Lauren Foster.
Laura Cothran.
Christopher Morgan.
Brianna Studi.
Garrett Bird.
Curtis Hyde.
Bryce McMillan.
Ashton Hutchison.
Matthew Wensloff.
Sarah Wood.
David Marino.
Sammy Jo Post.
Zachary Brown, magna cum laude.
Makayla Pittman, cum laude.
Paul Archibald.
Othman Olamer.
Dennis Blaisdell, cum laude with highest distinction.
Muriel Watts, cum laude.
Sammy Sane, cum laude.
Daniel Oba, cum laude.
Charlotte Adolfo.
Catherine Martinez.
Amber Rhodes, cum laude.
Marissa Price Poulin.
Sadie Naylor.
Alexandria Campbell.
Nolan Johnson, magna cum laude.
Kaylee Kirkaldee, cum laude, Mountain Lion Honors.
Slobodan Navic, cum laude.
Emily Olson, summa cum laude with highest distinction.
Peter McNamee.
Aiden James with distinction.
Zachary Rogers, magna cum laude with highest distinction.
Sarah Wayne.
Caitlin Capo.
John Connor Putman.
Daniel Morton, cum laude.
Leonard Oliver.
Jeffrey Erickson.
Kyle Scott.
Heather Seif.
Christopher Brown, cum laude.
Janelle Lopez, summa cum laude.
Jennifer Smith.
Lisa Erickson.
Justin Russell.
Heather Verano, cum laude.
Dustin Heron.
Christopher Verano, magna cum laude with highest distinction.
Michael Neal.
Ethan Boland.
Alexis Mascarenas, cum laude.
Rodrigo Taktakian.
Jordan Smith.
Andrew DePinto.
Okay. Barrett Muth, cum laude.
Amanda Pierce.
Alexandra Jessup, cum laude with highest distinction.
Holly Harward.
Stacy Trevilo.
Kelsey LaFerge.
Jennifer Huang.
Elizabeth Hall, magna cum laude.
Ferris Rajab.
Chelsea Cooley, magna cum laude.
Denise Ruby.
Kaylee Split.
Delaney Koshan, cum laude.
Rachel Reinhard, magna cum laude.
Allison Hildebrand, cum laude.
Jamelyn Davola, summa cum laude.
Dustin Tackett, cum laude.
Taylor Parker, magna cum laude.
Kristen Porter, cum laude.
Michaela Paget, magna cum laude with high distinction.
Alexa Urban.
Megan Bell, summa cum laude with highest distinction.
Angela Monturi, cum laude.
Darius Pardner, outstanding undergraduate student award.
Olivia Connors, summa cum laude with highest distinction.
Jane Simpson, outstanding undergraduate student award.
Jennifer Hepworth, summa cum laude with highest distinction.
Kaylin Nelson.
Mary Estes.
Ryan Frazee.
Zachary Lucheco.
Joshua Olson.
Teresa Lynn Gallegos.
Sarah Balakrishnan, outstanding undergraduate student award.
Taylor Valachovic, magna cum laude with university honors.
Gates Shiverdecker.
Casey Ewing.
Andrea Davaro.
Dale Hartley.
Santiago Petoskey Reyes with highest distinction.
Catherine Van Hook, magna cum laude.
Antoinette Wharton.
Angela Zeiler, magna cum laude.
Lacey Papas.
Claire Hills, summa cum laude.
Whitney Smute.
Johnny Ray Garcia, summa cum laude.
Ana Rodriguez.
Kathleen Shinnick, summa cum laude with highest distinction.
Chandrell Garcia.
Stephanie Troop, cum laude.
Monica Rodarte.
Marissa Campanaro.
Jake Miller.
Kelly Schroeder.
Kimberly Anderson.
Rogelio Ramirez.
Aaron Wallace, summa cum laude with highest distinction.
Natalie Sumnick.
Brendan Atkins, magna cum laude.
Reagan Lowe with Mountain Lion honors.
Jeremy Ludwig.
William Vanderlaan.
Holly Ann Meyer.
Morgan Baker.
Patrice Windsor, cum laude.
Nicholas Browning.
Muriel Graves, cum laude.
Jennifer Krongeyer.
Dagon Kim.
Lindsay Orth.
Christina Loof.
Zachary Dent.
Megalyn Shumway, summa cum laude.
Rachel Stanton.
Nolan Walker.
Tyler Barella.
Stephen White, magna cum laude.
Michael Hiron.
Grayson Smith.
Emma Madura.
Mary Studebaker Reed, Outstanding Undergraduate Award, magna cum laude.
Ryan Nash, cum laude.
Zachary Messenger.
Nick Gallegos with distinction.
Amber Lytle.
John Parcher, cum laude.
Lauren Yanez, summa cum laude.
Timothy Eager.
Tegan Brem, summa cum laude.
Ashley Dalton, cum laude.
Ashley Choi.
Alexandria Beckham.
Sarah Barber.
Annalise Gatlin, cum laude with university honors.
Awarded in memory of Angelina Sicola.
Megan Trainer. Okay. Caitlin Cartwright. Lindsay Schwartz. Stacia Rasplica. Hannah Allen. Roger Maldonado.
Well, that concludes the conferring of the undergraduate degrees. Let me be the first to welcome you to the great extended family of the university with almost 40,000 alumni. The Vice President of the Alumni and Friends Association, Laura Chandler, will now make a few comments and initiate all of our graduates into the Alumni Association.
We are honored today to have with us alumni from previous graduating classes. Will all UCCS alums in the audience please rise? I take great pleasure in recognizing all of these great alumni. Please be seated. Graduates, please rise. It is my great pleasure to officially recognize you as new alumni of the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs. As mentioned, you join the ranks of almost 40,000 graduates who've earned a degree at this campus of the University of Colorado. As you have seen, many are with us here today. Alumni continue to be an important link to our university. Many of you will remain here, providing a connection between our university and the community. Others will leave, but as graduates, you will all share one commonality: a lifelong bond with your alma mater. We will continue to keep you connected to the university in the years to come. In return, we seek your involvement and support, not only to keep your alma mater strong, but to make her stronger. The Alumni and Friends Association is proud to congratulate the class of 2015 on your great achievement and wish you success in the years to come.
It is an honored tradition at the University of Colorado commencement ceremonies to read the Charge to the Graduates, given first by the late CU President George Norland to the class of 1935. Dr. Norland was a professor of Greek at CU from 1899 to 1942. For 23 of those years, he served as president of the university, and the library he helped plan during that time now bears his name. His legacy at CU includes having dared to speak out as an eloquent champion of democracy and human equality during a time of serious threats to those principles across the nation. In 1924, the governor of Colorado reportedly took daily orders from the Ku Klux Klan, which controlled the legislature. One of those orders went to President Norland, who was told to rid the faculty of all Catholics and Jews. Norland refused, and the university received limited funds that year. CU barely survived. Later, in the early 1930s, President Norland publicly denounced Hitler's Nazi regime in Germany. He devoted his career to two great causes, the life of the mind and the love of this university, which he articulated in this Charge to CU Graduates. Graduates, please remain standing and hear the words of the Charge to the Graduates as delivered by Regent Griego.
You are now certified to the world at large as alumni of the university. She is your kindly mother, and you her cherished sons and daughters. This exercise denotes not your severance from her, but your union with her. Commencement does not mean, as many wrongly think, the breaking of ties and the beginning of a life apart. Rather, it marks your initiation in the fullest sense into the fellowship of the university. As bearers of her torch, as centers of her influence, as promoters of her spirit. The university is not the campus, not the buildings on the campus, nor the faculty, nor the students of any one time. Not one of these or all of them. The university consists of all who come into and go forth from her halls, who are touched by her influence and who carry on her spirit. Wherever you go, the university goes with you. Wherever you are at work, there is the university at work. What the university proposes to be, what it must always strive to be, is represented on its sill, which is a stamp on your diplomas, a lamp in the hands of youth. If it lights, shines not in you and from you, how great is its darkness. But if it shines in you today and in the thousands before you, you can measure its power. With hope and faith, I welcome you into the fellowship. I bid you farewell only in the sense that I pray you may fare well. You go forth, but not from us. We remain, but not severed from you. God go with you and be with you in us. Congratulations.
Thank you, Regent Griego. Our sincerest thanks to all who made this commencement a success. We especially appreciate the talented efforts of pianist Angelina Gadalaya, the Visual and Performing Arts Honors Ensemble under the direction of Music Program Director Glenn Whitehead, the Visual and Performing Arts Honors A Cappella Ensemble, and the Visual and Performing Arts Vocal Ensemble for providing the music today. Now, graduates, this is my favorite part. Those of you who have not yet moved your tassel from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, please switch, signifying the completion of your studies. Now, please join visual and performing arts music instructor Solveig Olsen in singing the alma mater. The words are listed on page 13 of your program. This will conclude our formal exercises, but graduates, before we end, I have one more assignment for you. Yeah. Let's pretend you don't already have your cell phones out. Go ahead and hold them up. Here's what I want you to do. Grab the people next to you, take a selfie, and email that to alumni@uccs.edu. Photos will be uploaded to the UCCS Facebook page where you can tag yourself and share it with your friends and family. Grab a selfie. While that's going on, audience, once the stage party exits the arena floor, feel free to enter the arena floor to meet your graduate. We ask that you please then exit the arena as soon as possible using Gate A in order for our staff to reset the space for the afternoon ceremony. If you like, please visit our picture zone outside of Gate A. Thank you for attending UCCS's 2015 commencement ceremony. Congratulations, graduates.